Beware the schmucks. Beware the schmucks. If not that, then what mine would have been was, don't tell me. There's a James Mann look at coming right behind us.
Yep.
Forget some SpongeBob references probably in the mix.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Bring it on. So, yes. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our look at on the video game adaptation of The Emperor's New Groove for the PS1.
Let's take a look-see.
Well, first off, it's based on one of my personal favorite Disney movies, and secondly, it was also created by the Croc developers, Argonaut Software.
Yikes, double yikes, and let me guess.
You have a great
personality.
Sorry, we're gonna do some quotes here and there, but yeah, no, because I agree with James. This was probably one of the most, out of nowhere, one of the most stylized, like, Disney movies in a while.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought a cutscene was going to start up first, but no, it's just a still.
Does this game...
Please don't sue Disney.
Does this game do that, James?
Pardon?
Like, does it show footage of the movies?
Yeah, it does. Unfortunately, I still had to cut them out.
That's okay. And actually, funny enough, if I could chime in real quick, funny enough, my niece and I were watching this movie a couple days ago.
Nice. It holds up, I think. So, wait, we're starting all the way in the village, so what's our story here, James?
Hello, Pacha.
Well, we've already turned to a llama.
Oh.
That was quick.
Spoilers.
Our quest is to get out of the village and back to our palace.
To build Cusco-topia.
And that totally doesn't sound like David Spade, and that doesn't sound like John Goodman.
And that doesn't look like his mouth is even moving, it's his face.
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's just his face and
Okay.
it's just his jaw, but his face is just a texture.
Actually, what I was thinking is more like, now that I look at it, his mouth is permanently in that when you do something just right pose.
You're right. They knew the meme before the meme became the meme.
Yeah.
They were close, they just needed to close his eyes.
Yeah.
Which
speaking of which, looking at Cusco's model here, he looks like he's just constantly giving a I don't give a fuck kind of thing.
That's basically his personality.
He pretty much is. So, well, actually, we'll be listening to this real quick.
It sounds pretty similar to the film soundtrack. I like that.
It's there. The instrumentation's definitely there. It seems a little too somber-esque, but the instrumentation's definitely there.
I'll say, much like the Bugs Life movie, Bugs Life game that we covered just beforehand, I'd say the OST is just on par with the movie itself.
Help me! I can't change my face.
My beautiful, beautiful face, because I'm an ugly, stinky llama.
Life is pain. End me now.
Whoa! Speaking of that.
Oh, God, his hat is clipping.
Do you realize you're talking to someone who just turned into a llama?
Well, I think it's safe to say out of the 3 Disney games we've covered recently, which one has the least budget?
What?
No. Okay, so backing up, because I remember we brought this up in the last look at we did. So, James, what is about this one that like really screams out to you in this game?
Well, first off, it's based on one of my favorite Disney movies, and secondly, well, it was made by the again, the Croc developers, who I do, like, honestly, it's funny to think on, because you can sort of tell, like, if you've ever played the Croc games before, just how similar the two games feel in terms of their overall structure. They're basically just 3D platformers where you're going through all these simple...
Uncle Jim! Aunt Sally!
Uncle Fungus?
Hit the road, Bucky!
Bucky! Jewish!
So,
Angel!
I will give this game credit, like, the animation on Cusco's, like, gallop and stuff is pretty good for a PS1 game.
Seriously.
The overall production values of this game, I mean, it knows what it's trying to emulate, and does what it can for the system it was on.
You know, I was partially expecting you to say, like, it knows that it's a crappy movie-based game, and it plays with it. You know, kind of like how the movie plays with the fact that it's, well, a movie.
I would love that. I would love a shovelware game to acknowledge that it is shovelware.
I feel like there has to be a game out there somewhere that does that, and no, I'm not counting Bubsy.
Oh god, no.
But Bubsy is a different kind of self-awareness.
The most I could think would be maybe the Deadpool game, but I still don't even think that's really there.
Nah.
So
I do have to say, even though the writing here is pretty basic, it does have its moments of actual like chuckle-worthy stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it has its moments.
It has its moments of bunny killing.
Like, really,
Bobby.
when it comes to movie-based games, this is really one of those that doesn't really do that much wrong. It's just, well, you just gotta get rid of that stigma of the movie-based game being bad.
Yeah.
How'd
Maybe
you
you'll
get
find
here so
something
fast?
with a merit here.
And,
Aha.
Here we
Oh.
Yeah, they acknowledge it's a game.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I mean, if we're talking about all of the, if we're talking
How did
about,
he lift that?
he's a llama. It's a game.
Yeah.
If we're
Actually,
talking,
speaking of which, I do kind of like how whenever Cusco actually picks up a jar, he literally just puts it on his back and you just run around as normal.
I was just more so questioning how he was able to pick it up to begin with, because it didn't look like he did too much to pick it up.
I think he just
No.
lifted it with his head and put it on his back. Because he got
Or
the
he
neck.
just,
Yeah.
or you know, he just applied the laws of physics in order to have it just have it float right to his back.
God, this kid.
You're really
I
gonna make me
remember
do
this
this, aren't you?
kid.
Aren't you?
I hate
You're
this
really
kid.
He's just as displeased and uninterested in this game.
you're really gonna make this.
It's time to commit child abuse.
Yeah!
Get him!
That was glorious.
Honestly, all the children in this world are just so lenient to the fact that there's a talking llama in their village.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that. I thought it was a secret for the. Anyway, there we go.
It's a video game.
Use Red Cusco idols on Red.
Oh yeah, the Red Cusco idols are pretty much this game's power
That
stars.
narrator is familiar to me.
That sounded like Corey Burton.
Yeah, that's
It might have been.
Bird. The old.
But
I know him because I know him because he narrated everything back in the Disney days.
yeah,
And now we bring
and
you
in some cases he still does.
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
featured presentation.
In fact, he voices half the characters in Kingdom Hearts now.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
for better
true.
or worse.
So
Yeah, like,
he's
Ensign,
Ensign, he's Captain Hook,
Ansem.
Ansem.
He's
Oh, wow.
He's Captain Hook.
Checkpoint.
Really?
I think he was also Zeus.
Dang.
Yeah, I
Oh,
see
Yeah,
that.
he was.
Oh, he's got some talent.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead.
dang.
He's
Oh,
definitely.
real quick, I actually kind of like this little exchange between Cusco and Pacha here.
Yeah.
Don't you ever do any work?
Cusco, stay away from this ancient tree. It's very fragile.
You mean rotten?
It's just old, so leave it alone.
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
3,
Just don't charge around by the tree.
You get it? Don't.
3, 2, 1, and hey, that's a cool tree.
Boom.
Nope. Yeah, he
You,
said,
and you
yeah,
miss.
there.
Oh, there
Oh.
you go.
Boom.
I made a break.
Yeah,
My
you literally had to
tree.
charge it. Honestly, I was kind of hoping his little 1-2 punch there would have worked.
It would have been great. He just stands right beside, and just goes. Boom. He falls down.
Wow, it
Anyways.
really was an old tree. Oh, and by the way, I do believe if we go to this entrance here, we'll be introduced to our live system in the form of Whoppies.
Oh yeah,
Lumpy?
that little thing that was only in the that one scene in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, when Cuckoo was a baby.
Oh yeah, his little
then he-
toy.
And then he ripped it up, and then all of the kingdom graded more.
Gave
yeah.
this so we could stop
Yep.
crying.
know all this?
I don't know. Beats
I want to ask, like, are there any other particular game specifics that we should get to before we start going to our, contractually obligated off-topic tangents?
For the
Well,
movies.
let's see. There was the charge. There's the Whoppies as your life system.
Aww.
Aww.
He
That
even
is
squeezed
cute.
it so
That is
much
cute.
that it popped.
Aw.
Wah!
Have you beaten this game, James?
I have not. Honestly, I really haven't. I really do need to put more time into this game. Like, I got as far as the second world, and that's about it. Again, this was unfortunately one of those games I didn't actually try out as a kid. I only really got to play it thanks to the PlayStation Store way back when, along the likes of Monsters Inc. and so forth.
Yeah. I played a.
I mean, I do vaguely remember way back in the day when, well, the Emperor's New Groove was still new. I think there were demo kiosks that did showcase this game, and I think I maybe gave it a quick sample. But those are all memories that are pretty foggy to me at the moment.
I played a
Gotcha.
smidgen of it on PC. Gui, you mentioned earlier with the kid. What experience do you have with the game?
I pretty much played it to the end. I even tried to 100% it. I don't think I ever could though.
Did you get all the
was-
Whoppies?
I don't remember. It's been years.
Like, do you remember it being particularly hard to 100%?
Or
Well,
just,
I mean,
like,
at,
just
at
in
that
general?
at that age, I probably just didn't know. I probably just didn't get all the ins and outs of the game. So
That's fair.
That's fair.
yeah. So there were quite a few things I missed just because I didn't know where to go to find all the secrets. I tried
fair.
though. I spent
This-
hours on this game.
In all fairness, this game is actually fair. This game actually is. I mean, not always the case, but it is fairly good about hiding its secrets.
Yeah.
Considering that one of the secrets was just in what I thought was a normal texture of the wall.
I know,
Yeah.
right? But other than that, like, I do know that I think for the most part, though, the only thing you get from secrets are the wompies.
Makes sense.
So while we're doing this, enemies.
Oh
So while-
no.
And I think this level, I think the stage also introduces another fun little mechanic of the game that we'll be seeing more of.
I believe so.
I think, yeah,
Yeah.
the potions. But I was gonna say, so I guess real quick, is this the last game that the Croc developers made, or did this come before Croc 2?
No, this game. I think this came just after. Oh,
Stay away from my statue.
Llama.
Llama.
I'm the Emperor! Open the door, I'll smash your statues to pieces!
and what's his response?
Damn it, Llama! Okay,
What any
finally.
sane person would do.
That is fair.
Dun.
Boom.
Anyways, I was gonna say, I think this came out after Croc 2, and I know this. I think this definitely wasn't their last game. I think their last game might have been.
Okay, I'll open the door. Just leave my statues alone.
Yeah, go
Do
ahead,
it
James.
again.
Sure, I'll leave them alone.
But what else was there?
Not.
Booyah!
But otherwise, no. I think their last game might have been I Ninja, or maybe some other game. They came
Oh, I
after
forgot
that.
they did I Ninja.
Yeah, they did. That freaking Flood
I
Ninja game
I
started
loved
going
it.
west.
Yeah, I love that. If we're doing all these Disney things at one point, do you think we should do Treasure Planet?
That's up to Glee.
Well, I was about to say, I
that
think
depends
you know,
on which version you want to do.
why not the one you did for your channel?
That was the PS2 one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, I like-
go ahead. I did that thing years ago. I
But
probably have better.
I think
I
it's
probably
safe to
have
assume you'd want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
I think I
Just
still
making
own
sure.
it. I think I still own it. I'd have to check again. But meanwhile, how did the game control for you, James? Like, how did it feel? Like everything.
Honestly, it doesn't control half bad. Like, it's kind of around this point where the developers were really starting to get the hang of making 3D platformers and
Ow.
Spiky bugs.
dang it. But otherwise, like, I really didn't notice too much of a problem with this game. I would say at worst, like, depending on the level layout, the I guess your overall turning could be a bit better, but that's about it.
Okay.
Like the game is well aware of its own physics, so the level design kind of takes that into account.
That's good.
Oh, that's right. Almost forgot. You can also shoot at grapes,
Grapes.
or
you
seed
can
from grapes.
Yeah, we don't spit with our loot. We don't spit with
What?
our.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
D-
No, don't repeat it, because I don't care.
I can tell.
Asshole.
That sounds like such an Eric Hansen quote.
Yeah, someone cranked up the SAS to 11. Pi, what do you think? How do you think this looks so far?
It looks pretty good. I enjoyed the movie myself. I've watched it many times, but I never knew a game existed.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
Several
yeah,
games, actually.
yeah, I guess if we could talk about the movie, like, I guess it's pretty. I mean, I can't say for certain. I can't tell alternate history or whatever, but it seems pretty well agreed upon that had they gone with their original plan. Oh,
Kingdom of the
jeez.
Sun.
Yeah, that had they gone with the original idea, the movie probably would not have been quite as memorable as what we ended up having.
I'm honestly
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm honestly really split on it, to be honest, because on the one hand, and echoing everyone else here, I love this movie, and I love just how different it is, and just how quotable it is. Like, I think it's probably one of the most quotable Disney movies I've ever seen. So,
Yeah.
on the one hand, I love what we ended up with, but on the other hand, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't also interested in Kingdom of the Sun, because what they did show off with it actually looked really good.
Yeah. Like in that movie, what was different was it acted more like the prince and the pauper, and Yzma was still the villainess, but she had her own song.
Which was a really, really good villain
Yeah,
song. Because
that's
right,
she did.
I should probably listen to it. I should probably listen to it as well.
If you do look out for it, it's called Snuff Out the Light.
Right.
And what's funny is that, like, the song itself actually is part of the soundtrack, in spite of the fact that it's a song from a draft of the movie that was never used.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess
But
they
it-
couldn't
but it-
fully let it go.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh dear,
But,
you just said let it go, and we're playing a Disney game.
Shush, I
Sorry.
wasn't trying to be the. I wasn't
I'm
trying to do
sorry,
that.
we couldn't
The
help but pick
ultimate-
it up.
You happen to be talking to a black
But
belt llama?
ultimately, I
I can
think
knock that
the
guy
movie
down.
did well. I love the little like improvisations they did with the dialogue here and there. I like the casting,
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah.
the amount of
Yeah.
energy and how zany they were able to go with it, and of course introducing the fact that I never knew I wanted Eartha Kitt to act against Patrick Warburton, but the two did phenomenal.
Those two
They
are
just
great.
wear off
They're
so
gold.
well.
They're gold. They're kind of like they have that kind of charm that Team Rocket has.
Yeah.
Why me? Why me? Oh, don't worry, it's just kind of there's a
I'm just
It doesn't
gonna
always have to be about you.
I'm just gonna say this right now. Nowadays, I do not like Patrick Warburton because to me, all of his roles are pretty much the same, which is show-offy, muscly, dumb, whatever. But Kronk is definitely my favorite out of his, and I will always cherish it forever.
You're talking to someone who has a guilty pleasure for liking Krunk's new groove.
I love it too. You're not the only one, Logan. You're not the only one.
To stun a red jumping beetle.
I never actually watched Kronk's new groove myself. It's
I
never
come on,
did.
But I mean, come on, honey, you saw the nostril flare of total
Flare
rejection.
That was good. I do like some of the individual lines. Like one that gets me for some reason, even if it's a stupid joke, is just Kronk going, "Don't cry for me, Argentina."
There's stuff. There are just some really fun. There's some fun moments in there. I need to probably watch it.
Oh.
again, but
And
there's
also, and also just going
probably
back to Kronk's, that actually has another instance of just Eartha Kitt being a great singer, like her song in that "Feel Like a Million."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I never watched that one. I didn't care that much for it to actually see it.
Again, it has some fun. It does a really nice job, and I give him a lot of credit for getting pretty much the entire original cast back.
Mm-hmm.
For what
I
was
haven't seen the
essentially a
whole
straight
thing of
DVD.
it yet, but I would definitely watch the whole thing.
I'd watch it.
Actually, though, speaking of Kronk, I do
Oh?
think he makes his debut in this chapter.
Okay, this is
But
okay.
is
Sorry,
he-
this is the stage that has the potion.
But is
Yes.
he voiced by the man?
I don't believe so. No.
Aww.
No,
Then
yeah,
it's ruined.
I don't think it was him, but a pretty good sound alike.
Well, let's see for ourselves.
Yes.
Let us see.
Oh God.
He's ready.
Honestly, from what I remember, I think the actor just basically he does his best Patrick Warburton if he smoked smoked a few too many cigarettes.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
I don't think he sounds that bad.
Or
That's
maybe not so
your.
much cigarettes, but no, more like a Patrick Warburton if he took a few too many testosterone pills.
Oh.
Okay, so he's Patrick Warburton.
Exactly.
That old man is totally voiced by Roger L. Jackson.
No, I don't think it's not. It's probably just someone that sounds a lot like him.
I'm just saying, I totally heard like the
'Cause
Mad
I
Hatter
don't-
in his voice.
Wait, Roger L. Jackson
Whoa.
wasn't the Mad Hatter.
No, sorry, no.
Yeah.
Roger, so sorry. What was
Oh.
the name of which Roger am I thinking of?
Roger L. Jackson.
I just okay. So who's the
Yeah,
Mad?
he said
no,
Roger
who-
L. Jackson.
Yes,
I thought
the
he
Mad
said Roger
Hatter.
Rick Smith.
No,
I said Roger L.
not
Jackson.
Smith.
You know what? Watch as we commit bunny slaughter.
Yeah, no, I said Jackson. You know, Cheshire Cat.
Okay, my
not
bad.
Cheshire Chat.
I thought,
Cheshire Chat Noir.
my bad. I thought you said Craig Smith is why I was like, no,
Let me
he
check
wasn't.
some real quick.
Go for it.
Okay.
Also, so sorry about that weird grumble. I don't know why I was so intensely like invested in whether or not Patrick Warburton.
Ah,
would be a
you
certain
can't get
character.
over there.
Use the other pod.
Oh yay,
Pass,
the fun.
James.
I see the fun puzzle of let's put a bunch of random switches.
So,
Ah.
the other pot, James.
Yeah, I think it's like 2 of them activate one door, 2 of them activate another door. How you're supposed to know? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm checking the cast list real quick. I don't see Roger L. Jackson there at all.
Oh, that's what you're checking. Okay.
Ah.
Darn.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, he sounded very similar. Also, yeah,
There you
guess
go.
your way to victory.
There you go.
Oof. I love how that wasn't even so violent. It was just like, watch this. Like, I'm running. It's just kind of like a...
Oh, the potion.
There's
Potion.
a potion. This should be... Oh boy, now we can turn back into a pretty old human.
I was about to say, whoa, we beat the game already. That was quick.
Yeah.
Tell me
All
about
right,
it.
everybody go home.
But nope, not really.
Aw.
Oh, we turned into a turtle.
Don't you say a word.
Yeah, I was about to say that. That's also another moment. Oh, wait.
Oh, hang on. Let's listen.
Okay, let's listen.
Let's listen to the
This is
man.
awkward.
I can't talk to him like
You're
this.
contemplating life right now.
Hello, little turtle. Are you here to enter the annual village race?
He sounds pitch
Wow.
shifted.
Me, right?
He does.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
Let's try it again. Let's listen again.
Good, because if you had beaten me, then you would have.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a second. I was wrong. This is still Patrick Warburton.
Why did they pitch his voice down?
I don't know.
Like listen to it again. Like listen to it again.
Well, why didn't
Oh, no.
you say so?
If he talks
Kronk?
again.
Let's go.
But you know,
Well,
that, I mean,
Checkpoint.
all we're cheating.
Oh
But,
God.
Totally cheating.
Yeah.
But I
We're
mean,
Cusco,
but yeah,
that's
it's,
why.
but it's like, yeah, like it. I mean, it sounds like his voice pitch shifted. I just don't know why they pitch shifted it.
For all I know, it might have been an error, or maybe they just didn't like his natural sounding voice.
Oh, that
Yeah.
just
Like,
hurts.
Maybe he actually did sound like that.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Compression.
I'm pretty sure it's required by law that you love his natural voice. Why would you?
Curse you, audio compression. But
Yeah.
how are these sliding controls?
They work for what they're worth.
Yeah.
Just don't expect
There
much
it
more
is.
out of them than this.
Yeah.
Okay, let's listen if he talks again.
Booyah!
Hey, it is the tortoise in the hair.
Oh no!
Aw, poor Kronk.
You alright, Kronk?
And he just calmly gets up again.
Oh, gee, I didn't do too well. Here, you can have the trophy.
Again, it's okay. It's just if you pitch shifted it up, it'd be perfect again.
He's
Goes-
so nonchalant.
Oh, he
drop-
dropped another potion.
And he,
Can we be
he
here?
happened to be carrying more potion on him.
Thank God.
Let's see what he got for us.
God, we're slow.
Oh, Yo reliable.
Oh, hey.
Lava again!
Again. Wait.
Wait.
I was about to say, like, that actually was one of my favorite lines during the whole potion thing. It's like, yeah, I'm a lava again. Wait.
So ultimately, I do like. Ultimately, again, as I've said with all these videos up till now, I miss this little era of like Disney-based games. Like, I'm not expecting Disney to do the developing side. They should. I mean, I would like for them to like still acknowledge that video games are still a very like important market, and like if
Well,
they like we
you
see
mentioned
with that.
Go
ahead.
You say that, Logan. You heard the recent news?
Yeah, go ahead. Tell us about it.
The Lion King and Aladdin are gonna be updated for newer consoles.
Oh God, Yzma!
Oh yeah, there's Yzma.
Oh,
Terrified me. Sorry,
And
that
Yzma's
scared
looking
me.
even more like a dinosaur here.
God damn.
How would you describe she looked there, Eugene?
That's scary beyond all reason.
Get out of the village.
Yeah, that's it.
I love that.
You know, you don't look like my aunt. You look more like my great.
all right.
great,
Are you
great-
through?
If he spots you,
Great,
he'll
great,
go
great,
on
great.
me.
But yeah, the remastering to James, and like I was gonna say, like I'm a bit disappointed that they're not really changing the art style. They're really just taking the source footage
Well,
and
my thing is,
boosting
like,
it up.
They're essentially just doing the Mega Man Legacy Collection 1, but with Aladdin and
Lion King.
Lion King.
Right down to
Yeah.
the fact that it's the exact same developers.
Stay here in the
Aladdin
I hope
on
they
Aladdin,
do.
Aladdin on Dreamcast, Genesis, or whatever we should say.
right.
I hope they.
but they
okay.
go ahead.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, I hope they do fix that one maze level in The Lion King because they made that purposely
I will
hard.
let you know. I will let you know right now, Pi. Like the games themselves, you know, aside from like a few visual touch-ups, they're practically untouched. However, to compensate for that, they've added basically cheats to all of them, to where you can basically like have infinite lives and vulnerability. Basically, just skip entire levels and fast forward them.
Yeah, no, they actually have this really cool mechanic that I don't know how they're gonna do it, but if they do, it's very impressive. What they have this. Oh, I see. We gotta follow him without being sneaky.
Otherwise, he'll shove you to the nearest llama pen.
Oh damn.
But yeah, no, they have this really cool mechanic called watch mode and play mode where. Have I told you about what a task run is, or what a tool, you know, what a task bot run is, or whatever? Where they
Yeah.
basically have
Actually,
a.
hold on. If I could comment real quick, I just
Go
love
ahead.
when I'm playing through this, and there's this neat little jazzy section here, and I'm just whenever Pacha's looking back, I was like, okay, who's playing that trumpet behind my
I
head?
hate it when that band follows me. Anyway, now I just imagine a whole following. Now I just imagine a whole like marching
told
band
you he was
following
onto
him.
us.
And see,
And Cusco keeps following it with a trumpet in his mouth.
You'll never know.
appreciate if you'd stop playing that.
You'll never know. But yeah,
It's like that ESDF movie. Hey, you have a license for that bugle?
you'll never take me alive.
alive.
But oh jeez. But But yeah, they have this thing where, like, if you're in watch mode, you can turn on whenever you want. And when you're in watch mode, the game plays for you. Like, it's an AI that suddenly takes over and plays through the game perfectly. And then once it gets past the part that you hate, you can say, okay, I'm done, and hit play, and then you can go right back into playing the game yourself
You know
again.
what? I get why they did. I get why they did that, but you know, at the risk of sounding like a crotchety old man here, that sounds. I was about to say, at the risk of sounding like those typical crotchety old men, that kind of sounds pathetic.
Just a little.
Like, you can just say, computer, play it for me a bit.
Yeah, whatever.
But again, the monkeys.
Get better at the game yourself.
Again, the goddamn monkeys. I hate You can't get better at the monkeys. The monkeys were designed to be BS.
I was able to get better at them.
It was for Blockbuster, so they have a longer like rental time, so people actually buy the game.
Actually, and so that you would actually, you're right. It was for Blockbuster because it would take too long, or it was also because they didn't want you to play the games so fast that you would see the whole movie before the movie was out of theaters.
Yeah.
It's just
or just play the whole game during that rental period without even buying it.
Right. So,
which is possible to do.
Oh, hold on, Yzma's here.
Is that Eartha Kitt?
No.
Yeah, that's Eartha Kitt.
Oh my god.
Is it?
Let's listen.
They won't turn you into a bomb. They'll kill you and you'll be dead.
It sounds like it's Eartha Kitt.
It is.
It sounds like her, except now they pitched her up.
Oh my
It's
god,
like
stop
it's like the
pitching!
reverse.
Also, I love how the secret's pretty much out this soon into the game.
Yeah, hey, I'm the bad guy.
Duh.
It's gonna be kind of. Oh.
You call yourself an end-of-level boss, Yzma? You're rubbish. Toodles.
Into the jungle.
Wow, he even knew too. Oh my gosh, Cusco is like
Cuckoo.
Cusco read the script ahead of time.
As Matt would say, hi, we need to talk.
You know what? I think I know what you were originally going to say, and now that I think about it, it actually would be surprisingly fitting to hear David Spade as Deadpool.
Yes!
Oh
Cusco
my God,
is
yes.
Deadpool in the Disney universe.
He pretty much
I was gonna say earlier, this whole game is pretty much an alternate timeline where, you know, they don't really care that the secret's out. They're just it's an action platformer, and it knows it's an action platformer.
Yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, in the original movie, was there really any attempt to keep a secret?
Nah, not really.
Well, to be fair, Cusco was pretty oblivious to the fact that they were villains till like the near end of the movie.
Yeah.
Right, and that's what led to the whole where it's the sad part of the movie now.
Yeah.
That's what led to is him realizing he was dead wrong, and anyway. But yeah,
it's the realization that I guess I really am a jerk.
I think I see the problem here.
Do you?
Anyway, but that aside, yeah,
Now I can't hear Kronk just saying that right to his face.
Oh, do it.
Actually, I was like, just that between Kronk and Yzma, it's like, I see the problem.
Oh, do ya?
That actually works perfectly for the two of them. God, someone should write this.
Oh my god.
We'll talk more about this later, but
Yeah.
and I definitely plan on doing something for Treasure Planet because I think I still have my copy of it. Because I also played that game a lot, but I sucked at it as a kid. But anyway, anything?
I 100% did it.
Well, before we end off, first of all, rest in peace, Eartha Kitt.
Oh,
Secondly,
yes.
secondly, I'm James Extreme.
I'm Earthquake.
I'm Lucky Jack 20.
Jordan the Cat 11.
By Mania Galaxia.
And I never liked your spinach puffs. Never!
That's okay. I never really liked spinach puffs either. Till next time, guys.
That's it. She's going down.